back to Prep Recruiting Insider here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale, Louisiana. I'm the coach of PRI, Rick Gailey, here with our Prep Recruiting Insider, Renee Nadeau. And we're so fortunate today to have two terrific Rummel athletes. We're going to have our defensive line set up right there. There they are side by side like they are when they're playing their 4-3 and they're both a defensive tackle. We have BRISTON GUIDRY, a junior, and TYRELL Jacobs, a senior. Welcome, gentlemen, to Prep Recruiting Insider.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, especially when you talk. I'm doing really good. Thank you for being here today.
I want to ask BRISTON the first question. Okay, right now you're a junior. And you're committed to Mississippi State. Tell us a little bit how the recruiting process has gone for you, and the second part of that, why Mississippi State? So how's the recruiting process going so far?
The recruiting process has been going pretty good. You know, everything slowed down a little bit since the season started, but everything is going pretty good. And I think I picked Mississippi State because it was like a great fit for me. Then Damien, he went there, and that was like my big brother when he was at home.
Okay.
So, you know, that was like a big part of it.
Okay, and we're talking about Damien Williams, who's now over at Mississippi State. TYRELL, you're committed to Oklahoma right
yes,
now.
Sir.
How is the recruiting going for you with the visits and everything? And are you still solid on Oklahoma?
Yes, sir. It's been an awesome process because I remember when I didn't have no offers, and then like it just started booming out of nowhere.
Okay.
And it's been an exciting process, and the reason why I liked it Oklahoma is because of Coach Montgomery. He's like a father to me.
Okay, so you're pretty solid with Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
Are you still taking any more visits?
Probably not.
Okay.
Very good. Now we're going to do something a little bit different since y'all have been together on the same team for a period of time and you know each other very well. Instead of talking about yourself, I'm going to have you talk about your compadre. So BRISTON, won't you tell me why if I'm a recruiting coach, I should recruit TYRELL?
Well, TYRELL is quick off the ball. He's good with his hand. He have nice feet work. So he's just good off the ball, got a high motor. He'll be a nice guy to have on your team, I'll tell you that.
That's right. Now, TYRELL, tell me why I should recruit BRISTON.
BRISTON, he listens to what coach say, and he runs to the ball. He's a very good athlete, and he has a sense of leadership, and like he's a person that you would like to have on your team, especially like going into like fourth quarter and like finishing the game with.
And I'll bet how many times a day do you hear, you're too high on your first step? How many times do you hear that a day?
I laugh at Coach Bo. Coach Bo, he's a good coach.
Coach Bo.
Well, BRISTON, you as we said, you're a junior right now. When are you going to start really heating it up with the recruiting process? When are you going to start taking visits and that type of thing?
Most likely I'm going to start making visits right after the end of the season, you know, just to see what else is out there. I'm still committed with Mississippi State, but I still want to look at my choices.
Now, what schools might you be looking at?
Can't really say right now.
Okay, but you got to feel good right now that the Bulldogs are where they are.
But they doing real good. Their defense holding it down. They doing real good.
TYRELL, got to ask you. You guys are undefeated right now, coming off a state championship last year. When you step on the field, you know you're going to get your opponent's best shot. How does it motivate you knowing that you guys kind of playing with a target on your back a little bit?
Yes, sir. We just try to stay humble and forget about the rankings, and then like our rank in the state, we just try to play to the best of our ability and give our God-given talent and just let God be the judge of the game. We don't try to go in every game thinking we're the best team and stuff like that. We're a very humble team.
That's right. Now, BRISTON, I'm going to ask you, growing up as a young man, I'm sure you had a favorite team or a favorite player that you really enjoyed watching, perhaps even modeled yourself after. Who was a favorite player or team that you had growing up?
Carolina. My favorite player was a quarterback. It was Jake DeLone. He's from up north, I think Lafayette. I grew up around him, and we were good friends.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. TYRELL, same thing. Favorite team or favorite player?
My favorite player was like, he was on the opposite side. It was Randy Moss.
Okay. What did you like about Randy Moss?
His work ethic. Like no matter what, like he'll get to like practice early and be the last one to leave off the field. And then like, as far as like the weight room and stuff like that, he just always gave 100%.
And he bounced back for some difficulties early in his career to become an outstanding player. It wasn't always smooth sailing for him.
Yes,
so
sir.
his hard work is what you really appreciated most about him.
Yes, sir.
You know, you guys, and we were talking to Coach Roth earlier, that, you know, you don't want to. It'd be nice to go in knowing you're going to have a 40-0 win every week, but you guys have had a triple overtime against Hornville, had a tough one against Acadiana, and then a Catholic. How do you feel, BRISTON, first of all, as a team? These close games have helped you build character. How has that helped you overall?
It's just like it's preparing us for the next level in the playoffs. Like I feel like we probably got one of the toughest schedule in the state of Louisiana. So it's just preparing us, just building us up, giving us confidence that to say we playing these good teams and we still winning no matter what. A win is a win.
Tyrell, how do you feel like looking back? How do those games help you and prepare you?
It makes the team come closer together because you don't want to wait till further in the playoffs or like state championship game to find out what your team is made of. You want to be in those type of games like in a regular season before you get to the playoffs and like fully like understand, well, this is what we do. We've learned how to finish and execute, and when we throw our full fingers up in the fourth quarter, it means we don't surrender to no team.
Finish.
Well, thank y'all for being here today. Tyrell Jacobs and BRISTON GUIDRY, two terrific defensive tackles for the Rummel Raiders, who have the Shaw Eagles this week playing for the Megaphone. Thank y'all for being here today. Gentlemen, we're here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale with all the great acres of racing. We will be right back with two more great athletes after this. Welcome back to Prep Recruiting Insider, PRI, here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale. I'm your coach, Rick Gailey, along with our Prep Recruiting Insider, Renee Nadeau, and we're very fortunate to be with the presence of two more terrific Rummel athletes as they are preparing for a contest against Archbishop Shaw and the Megaphone. First of all, we have Brandon Phillips, a safety, running back, kick blocker extraordinaire, and cornerback KRISTIAN Fulton. Welcome, gentlemen, to PRI. We appreciate you being here today.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks for being here. First, Brandon, I'm going to start with you. You're a senior, and you played some running back and cornerback. You're getting an opportunity now to visit some schools, ULL, UL Monroe, Northwestern, and some other schools. How's the process going for you, and what are you looking for a school? When are you going to make some visits?
Well, it's going good so far. I've been talking to a couple of coaches here and there. I've really been focused on Rummel, though, but I'm looking for a school that fits me best for me and my future.
Okay. And KRISTIAN, you're a junior, and you're getting some looks right now from LSU, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi State, A&M. You have another year to go, but when do you plan on taking visits, and do you have a few schools right now you're keeping an eye on?
I mean, I took a few visits this summer that just passed, so I mean, I have a few visits planned in the future, but I don't know exactly when. But I mean, I just been focusing on Rummel football, you know. So.
What schools have you visited so far?
I visited LSU, Texas A&M, Alabama, UCF, Florida State, and a few other schools, but.
Now, you going to go all the way till your senior year, or might you pull the trigger sooner?
I mean, I talked to my dad about it a little bit, but we might do it sooner than later, but I might wait till my senior year.
Okay.
Now, y'all are 5-0 going into week 6, and a different person has stepped up just about every week. Brandon, your effort against Acadiana, who we had a chance to broadcast that game. I do the games with Ken Trahan. Was one of the most outstanding efforts I've ever seen a young man have, and I've only seen football in this area for 40 years. Played safety, running back, blocked a punt, as I mentioned, caught a pass, just an outstanding day. But your defensive coordinator, Coach Eddie Jacquelard, and I was teasing Coach Roth about this, had a very easy job that week against Acadiana because you stood in the middle of the field and you took pitch to both sides by yourself. Tell us about that effort against Acadiana.
Well, he told me all week you got to practice getting there, working on your angle, getting down there, and you have to condition yourself at practice, and that's what we did all week, and I was ready for it during the game.
It was impressive. Running the alley to pitch by yourself, absolutely outstanding. And KRISTIAN, you were out that week. You had a shoulder issue early in the year, but you came back against Catholic. Well, that was your first game, wasn't it? Against Catholic at Baton Rouge.
Yes,
2 interceptions?
Yes, sir.
So you're pretty well rested, aren't you? You have fresh legs.
Yeah, real well rested.
Tell me about that effort against Catholic at Baton Rouge. That y'all won 17-14. Those interceptions were a huge factor.
I mean, I just wanted to go out there and make plays for my team. I mean, my coaches came up to me early in the year. They asked me to make plays, and like, I mean, I guess I'm a co-captain for the secondary. He is the captain. So I just wanted to make plays for my team and put them in a position to win.
Brandon, when you're known as a guy who's very unselfish, a very hard worker, and a good practice player, when you say that, what does that mean to you? I mean, is that something that you take a lot of pride in? Is that something you
Well, you have to. You have to, in my eyes, because practice how you play. You know, so practice hard during practice, you're going to play hard during the game.
Christian, you go against some good athletes and kind of iron sharpens iron a little bit. Practicing every day, how does that help you with your skill?
I mean, we work on our technique every day, and that's why we practice hard, and that's why we play good. I mean, our technique helps us get better every day. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Now we have a couple of minutes left. Real quick, instead of you having to talk about yourself, Christian, I'm going to give you the opportunity first to tell me why I should recruit Brandon.
I mean, when you come to Rummel, we have people with a lot of good character. So, I mean, that's what you look for first in a person. So, I mean, he speaks at practice, he speaks in the game, give us the calls. I mean, he's a good leader out there. I mean, make good grades and all that.
And Brandon, tell me why, if I had one scholarship left, I should give it to Christian.
Because first, he makes plays, first of all. He does the right thing. He's technique sound, and he does what you need to do at the cornerback position.
And Rummel is known for something that's very famous. There's a lot of little traditions, the four going into the fourth quarter, the welcome coming back from the game, but Raider pride is what we're really known about. And with the megaphone at stake, tell me first, Brandon, what Raider pride means to you.
That's basically what our football is made around, what our team is based on, what our team lives on. So it's a lot to do with our team.
And Christian, it's more than just an expression, isn't it? Y'all live that every day, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You know, that it's not just a saying, not just a tradition, it's a way of life on Severn Avenue.
Real quick, in the last minute, Rick likes to ask this question. Favorite player growing up?
My favorite player, I mean, I watched TYRELL. I mean, he's from down here, so I went to a few of his games for St. Aug. But I mean, I just like what he did at LSU, and he's still getting better in the NFL.
Brandon?
Sean Taylor.
Okay. The way he runs the alleys, he came up and delivered the blow pretty well.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for being here today. Take a good look at them, folks, and recruiting coaches, take a good look at them. These are two young men that can help you as a recruiting coach win games, and when you win games at the college level, you get to keep your job. Two great Rummel Raider athletes. We appreciate you being here so much. Next, the legend from Rummel, Kevin Stelz, on Prep Recruiting Insider here from NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale, Louisiana, site of the Grand Prix of Louisiana, coming up in April. We'll be right back with the legend of the game here on PRI, your Prep Recruiting Insider.